Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Bad Comedy Podcast. My name's Kirkland Water. I'm here with...
Dylan Mahler. I don't know if you've read the Mahler report.
Oh, no, I haven't read the report. Oh, I forgot my glasses. I can't see without my sunglasses.
You need me to grab you some
Everyone,
shades?
This is the Bad Comedy Podcast, and if you're a first-time listener, this is a podcast... I mean, it's the number one podcast in Chicago. Listen to the whole thing. We also got a Patreon, patreon.com/badcomedy. But most importantly, I love my chart.
I'm really worried that
I love my chart.
Oh yeah, we're referencing this great Donald Trump bit.
Trump
he
gets so excited. He's done that. He's talked about his chart at many things.
Yeah, it's like.
But this is my favorite one.
He says that he snuggles it and he has sex with it.
Yeah, and then the chart for people that don't watch the news. I only watch Fox News snippets and random shorts now because actually breaking news.
Oh, he actually watches the news. It's not a bit even.
Breaking news: Willie Nelson endorsed Kamala.
When we say breaking news, we're talking about breaking Mack's heart.
My achy breaky heart.
Does he know he just lost a vote for his campaign?
He lost a vote. I'm still a fan of his, but I can't give him my vote, and I'm sorry. So before I was voting Willie Nelson, but what is it called when you back someone? Endorsing. I was endorsing Trump, but voting Willie. Now that Willie is backing the Cinco fans, I would call them on the other side. I gotta vote Trump.
Yeah, so it's like I used to think, are we, Chicago's number one bipartisan podcast?
Yeah,
and I wish that we could say that, but I don't know. I think it's time that we put our endorsement out there, but then I also saw Pat Mahomes. What about Kermit?
I think we're the talisman podcast. Remember when Jackie Chan had to find the talisman? There was like there's a cartoon. It was like, Jackie Chan, find the talisman.
I didn't see that, but I've been thinking a lot about the tuxedo.
That dude, a super tuxedo, is cooler. Okay, I mean that's like Clock Stoppers kind of.
Yeah, it's like these are classics. I feel like I probably watched 100 movies growing up, and the tuxedo was definitely one of them.
And then
it was one of the only ones.
I thought that like when I became a cool rich guy with a condo, that I was going to be able to buy one of those tuxedos. Doesn't exist. Clock Stoppers watch. I guess I found out doesn't exist, but I found it out on Snopes. Someone checked Nopes.
Yeah, because you can. I believe that you can reverse it. This is all, I don't know. We don't want to give away the whole.
Yeah, actually, sorry. We have a feeder podcast to this podcast, but just check out the Wrong Side of History pod on YouTube. We have a whole episode about time, and we talk a lot about clock stoppers.
A clock talk.
Yeah.
Clock talk.
We did. It's like clockwork. It was like clockwork and bars after bars, So hit subscribe on that channel. Sorry for all these plugs. I'll plug my mouth shut when it comes to those.
Nice. I feel like, so you can check that out as a feeder back to this podcast.
Yeah, feeder, pumpkin eater. You know what I see when I see the Democrats setting up all the voting stuff? I say cheater, pumpkin eater.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. Sometimes you think that, are we mature at this point? Do we have to do this name calling? Yes. Liar, pants on fire.
Well, I mean, they say that Trump's a threat to democracy. All Trump talks about is his chart, and why is he a ghoul?
Yeah, and we're not talking about astrology here. This isn't. This is a podcast.
We're political pundits.
Yeah, we like to have fun here, but we like to stay based in reality.
We're based. Yeah.
And fake news, it used to be kind of funny to think, oh, yeah, good one, Trump. And then you realize that all the news is fake.
Yeah, I know. Rachel Mancow, fucking, I can only listen to, I listen to one podcast that's like that's left leaning. Mm-hmm. It's got the mooch, Anthony Scaramucci, who hates Trump.
The mooch.
And then this like moderate woman who has a British accent. Uh-huh. And it's a decent podcast to get the other side, because I get Mooch, who hates Trump. The only reason he hates him is because Trump fired him in like a day.
This is the thing. Yeah, and it's like that's like reality TV. Like that is like The Apprentice, but I like that Tim Dillon take is almost just like, this is going to be the most entertaining downfall. It's going to be so funny.
Yeah.
That it's like, sometimes I appreciate people, even if they're just like trash people or just playing poker. Sometimes I'm surrounded by just scumbags and lowlifes and bad influences. One lady was trying to get me to smoke my first cigarette the other day.
Really?
Yeah, it was just like how bad of an influence can you be?
There's a song about that. It goes, smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette, from like the 50s. Puff, puff, puff until you smoke yourself to death.
Oh man, blast from the past.
That song was in the movie Thank You for Smoking.
Oh wow!
Thank you for smoking. Thank you.
So they kind of,
you have different thank yous. I think mine's thank you.
Yeah, yours is definitely, mine's thank you. So it's the reverse notes.
Mine used to be in college. It was thank you.
Mm-hmm. And people would be like, they're gonna remember that thank you. And
right.
Sometimes you're working a.
You have to have a special thank you, because then people will remember that you are a thoughtful and person that gives thanks. Like, you need to give thanks when people help you out. You know, that's what it's all about.
And I sometimes will say like, "You're so welcome," or I'll say, "Of course."
I say anytime. Oh yeah, or of course. Of course is good. Anytime is good. Yeah, once they start, if they take you up on any time.
Yeah, no, you're setting a.
Yeah. Well, at that point, it's like, well, I've given you, I kind of helped you out here a lot.
I've been pissed off at the casino sometimes because some of these scumbags, they lose all their money and then they just want like $10, $20.
Scoot a tiny bit. Okay, cool. You're good.
And it's just like, you know what? I can't do that.
Yeah,
because it's gonna happen again, and I'm not a piggy bank.
I think people should do slot machines for their careers.
Yeah, I think that's just a good, it's almost like the lottery, except I love a machine. I love electricity. There are a couple machines that I have my eye on.
Yeah, that new fan I installed, maybe you can help me out with getting that fan going.
Yeah, I do have a book from 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's for kids. Does it say how to
books for boys.
Install a modern fan?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's just a kind of a grooming, kind of an avenue for grooming.
It probably shows Ben Frank in it. I bet our boy Ben Franklin has
Little Ben, they called him back in the day.
I think the two most prevalent people in America are Ben Frank and William Tecumseh Sherman, because he was in every war, and he's probably in Iraq right now.
It's just like, some people were born for war. It's like Alexander the Great.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's great.
And I actually think he's great. That's kind of a good, kind of a very good characterization of him, I'd say. But going back to, everyone should do slot machines for their career, and then you're rich.
Nice.
You're rich,
It's pretty simple. You put money in the machine. I
dropped my gun.
Oops. Thank God we did
it's loaded,
What do we call it? Testing it beforehand. What is it called? There's an official name in show business.
It's called a fact check. We fact checked the gun. We fact checked the gun.
Fake news.
Yeah, unlike Alec Baldwin.
I can't believe that tore us apart at one point. It was just like, come on, guys, we're better than this. The whole situation, there was a gun. I just like summarizing it like that.
Well, guns are they're a state thing, right?
And it's just
why do Democrats want to make everything a national thing?
I don't know.
All that's going to do is
Indiana and buy a gun.
All that's going to do is divide people.
Do you want a United States,
Yeah.
or divided states?
Exactly. Bringing back Roe v. Wade is just making it national.
How about Roe and Wade get along?
Yeah, Brian Rowe and Dwayne Wade.
Why does that have to be
I think it's because
one-on-one?
Dwayne Wade is famous, and he'd probably, I mean, if he went to a Brian Rowe show, he'd probably walk.
And then Brian Crow is just sort of a weird.
He might peck him
of the top of the bleachers.
He might peck him. But
I could see how that's
Roe v. Wade. I get it, but a lot of people think that Republicans want a total ban on abortion, and they just want to give it to the states. And there's more women in the U.S. than men, right? So that means that the state is going to vote, and that means that most of the women there don't want abortions in that state.
So it's a really delicate time
because they see it as murder,
right? But then they're trusting the states to also, of course, see it as murder. Like give the power to the states, because
the states should have.
The states are all going to individually make the right decision.
I mean, in most things, I think you should give it to the states.
But it's the male voice has never been more important than it is today, because we're the minority now.
Yeah, we're the male.
We're minority.
We're the mail-in ballot. Well, I mean, that's why we had a discussion about this, but I think that we need to become the majority again by everyone is trans, so women become men, all men become women. That way, men have the majority. So we'll transition to women.
That's why I was these slick business deals where someone gets 51%.
Yeah,
and then they control it. It's like, you dumbass! I can't believe you gave
the controlling stake. Yeah.
51 is not just a random number generator.
They should have a steak that you can eat called a controlling steak.
No, the steaks have never been higher.
Restaurant idea. The controlling steak.
One time someone was just, I feel like they must have just not respected me, which makes sense, but it was like they thought that I should bet my life on it.
Why does that make sense?
Well, because of the way that they pitched this business idea to me, they were just saying it'll be blazing paddles.
I'm sorry, dude.
It would be a ping pong.
I just wanted to give you PTSD.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like funny, but
no, I know, guys. For context, one time some asshole played a cricket sounds after
I got heckled by a cricket.
A Dylan joke, and Dylan he crushes, and he didn't get last on one joke maybe, and the guy played crickets.
No, I don't know. I'm gonna review the tape on that, and I'm gonna bring it back, and we're gonna hear the cricket noise in the audio, because I don't remember where it was. It was early in my set, but there was no other sound effects used throughout the whole show. It was an unpaid show, like really far away. It was cool.
I still have my record of never doing bad on a paid show, or ever bombing on a paid show. My last PD show, I didn't stand up in the longest time. I opened as just saying, I was doing observational humor, So I said Russell Crowe, he used to be fat. He didn't used to be fat, now he's fat.
This is just like some people just see the world differently.
Yeah,
have a unique take.
I was like, I observed that in the movies, and people thought it was funny, And I was like, I thought he just became fat, like Christian Bale did to play Dick Cheney,
or Mike Myers, his transformation to be fat bastard. The things the weight swings that he had to do, he was like.
Well, speaking of Mike Myers, the famous one, Michael Myers, Chicago comedian, his body rapidly aged. He's he's in his late 30s, I think, maybe mid 30s, and he looks 70 years old.
Yeah, so is he on some kind of rapid growth hormone that went berserk? And
maybe it's an aging serum, but it's the opposite, Yeah,
or it's like.
It's proof that white does crack.
Yeah, it definitely does crack. But what do they say? He's a method comic. Method comedian.
Maybe he wanted to look old to match his voice because he talks like an old man.
He wants to tap into that old market, which is smart because he's gonna get there.
It's kind of like a tapestry. Tapping in.
Yeah, it's like what? Yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
tapestry.
What's on tap?
Yeah, what's on tap for the day, folks? We
Put it
got
on that tab.
So
we have lots to talk about.
Let's talk about the chart.
Let's talk about so the chart is referencing Donald Trump turned his head to look at a chart.
It's his immigration chart that he references at every rally. But normally he does it at the end. This time he decided to do more towards the beginning,
which is just clutch as fuck.
This is just God, dude.
He turns his head to look at the chart, dodges a bullet. His guy dodges a bullet.
Yep.
Which, how did it sound? He described.
Oh yeah, he said. I turned to look at the chart and bing.
Yeah, which is like Bing. It got bought out by Google. And, that wouldn't have been good for the
Bing
brand.
was bad, but now Google's getting sued by a bunch of companies. It's a monopoly, so people are like, we love the game Monopoly. You're ruining the sanctity. We got to make sure there's more companies.
I love that the game Monopoly.
Elon's making his own Google.
Good. But then I saw Gary V was saying people, they're not even going to have a concept of a search engine because you'll just always just ask a Chat GPT type thing. And I think...
Well, I'm testing out. Google has it's called Google Genesis maybe, or Google One, and it's their AI thing. And I haven't really messed around with it yet, but you can get a free month. So I got my free month, and I set my calendar to cancel it.
You know what AI makes me think?
Gay guy.
No, it stresses me out. So I think,
yeah, like that.
Yeah. So is there any way I could get my hands on the sound effects?
No.
Can we kind of do a?
But
the gun? Can I at least get the gun,
dude? This.
Come on, let me get my paws.
Okay, you can get the gun.
Thank you.
Actually, I want to do some like.
Found a gun last night.
I want to do some like cool, nice lights. Like I like the orange is kind of a.
It's a vibe.
We do the orange one. The light. What the heck?
I found a gun last night, Mac.
Is this real?
Well, it was a fake gun, but I found a real fake gun. It was a Zerg gun. Zerg is Buzz Lightyear's nemesis.
A Serb gun?
Zerg is the name of his rival.
I think
he's kind of his James Najar.
I think you might be. So, are you sure you didn't read the gun wrong? Are you sure it wasn't a Serbian gun? And because
it was a piece.
Because Serbia has weapons to fight Bosnia.
Unless they're using Toy Story guns.
They probably are, to be honest. That's Eastern Europe.
That's like when these broke-ass countries get the wrong team Super Bowl winning gear.
Yeah.
That's just always...
That normally goes to Africa. Or actually to Cuba. I remember when I was in Cuba. I did go to Cuba, folks. If you have any questions about Cuba, put them in the comments. I'll respond to them. It was very interesting because I was able to go there in between the times where you weren't able to go. Me and my dad slid in there, and we saw this. I mean, outside of the capital of Havana is super nice, and outside of it, it's all dead dogs. And this is not hyperbole. I saw probably 20 dead dogs. If I had a chart of dead dogs, I would love that chart. And there was all these crumbled down buildings, and communism doesn't work, guys.
Well, how's it? But to me, it was like this is a chart of dogs who got to go to a big farm and they got to play and run around, and so they're still alive, and they're just we gave them away.
Yeah, well, now down there they're sending him instead of big farms, they're sending him to big pharma, probably.
Yeah.
No, to get tested by Fauci and put their face put in a bunch of bees.
Fauci, I feel like.
Ouchie is what they should call him, because he tortures. He's torturing the dogs.
People, he kind of killed a lot of people.
Yeah, he should probably be a prisoner.
Yeah, he should probably be put to. They put that guy to death. Who was like, everyone's like, "Hey, we fucked up. This guy's innocent."
Who?
Did you see that? There's some black guy, of course.
Yeah,
but then,
but
everyone was saying,
I do want to say. Well, how long ago was this?
Like a week ago, maybe. But it was just like the prosecutor that prosecuted him was like, "Yeah, let's not execute him," and then this like. I don't know, Supreme Court of that state was like, nah, we're just gonna proceed.
What was the charge?
I think it was maybe, I don't know.
Was it something political?
No.
Oh, really?
He was just some guy, I think. Yeah.
Okay, but he was definitely guilty of the murder.
No.
No. Okay.
Like everyone was saying, like, no, like we shouldn't actually.
This was the state Supreme Court.
Yeah, and then I think the state Supreme Court was like, we're gonna just kill him.
Texas.
I don't remember.
Texas loves killing people. they kill retarded people.
This happens like once a year. It's like there's one person that's like everyone's like, let's not kill him, and they try to do the social media thing.
Well, I would want to look into how guilty he was.
Exactly, you'd want to look into it.
Well, I want to look into it because he could have been like super guilty.
Well, you can fact check it.
Well, but then I'd have to go to Snopes and then get the opposite answer.
So what if Snopes says he didn't or he did it?
He did it?
What if Snopes says he did it, which
Well, I wouldn't ask that. I wouldn't ask that question. I'd say, Snopes, how guilty was he? And then
I don't know, peruse,
but do you know his name?
Nope, just execution, and it's just like they executed the execution. They definitely nailed it.
Was he like anything in politics or just a normal guy?
No, and that's like I saw, it's like his last thing. You get to do a last statement.
Yeah, but there's no way that they.
And his last statement was just like, I don't know, something like God bless everybody, but it was like Allah, I think. And it's just like, man, people, that's fucking stoic. These stoicism videos ain't got shit on that guy. He's chilling. He's dead. But that's how stoic he was. He was like, they're about to kill me and I'm innocent. And he's still chill. And I think about the little things I freak out about.
Wait. I think this guy was white.
Okay, so we're going to have to.
Oh, no. Okay, no. He was black, but he killed 3 people.
3?
I think so. Hold on.
I feel like if it's, strength in numbers, it's more likely if there's 3.
Let me just
You ever have someone say, hey, I like joke writing. It's like the rule of 3.
Okay.
I just think, shut up.
A man convicted of killing 3 people in back-to-back workplace shootings. I think they're trying to.
Why did they want to stop it though?
Well, people that are against
the prosecutor want to stop it
because probably his constituents are against the death penalty.
No, you're just making that up.
Miller was convicted of killing 3 men. Blah 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 in 1999, and
I wonder where the minority.
And the state had previously attempted to execute him with a lethal injection. I didn't do anything in here, Miller said in his final words. They were at times muffled.
Look up why they wanted to stop it, though.
Yeah, hold on.
That's the smoking gun. And sometimes it is actually a smoking gun. It's like, I just shot that guy. And they're Dylan. I was thinking about rebranding as a shooter comic.
I mean, this guy's been on... he's been on death row since 1999.
Yeah, but you're not, You know that all this stuff.
So he was already sentenced to that, and
they were thinking like the Supreme Court,
but they were appealing it.
But both sides were appealing it. Like
let's see.
You got to peel the layers on this, man.
Yeah, I'm peeling it.
You know what? I feel this is the problem. You needed the.
Yeah. I need to be the Supreme Court.
You need to be Judge Mack.
Yeah. I'll judge this, but talk in the meantime about maybe something else.
Well, I've been getting some legal trouble lately. I'm supposed to not be talking about it, but there's a gag order. I've been trying to gag on things. I'm so gay. They put me in a straitjacket.
I gave my wife. She got a gag order.
Mm-hmm.
Gagging on my dick.
Mm-hmm. No, but
I ordered her to gag on my wiener. Every once in a while she does something for me. Otherwise she's always just nagging me. But at the end of the day, she does a gag order.
No, that's what my ex-wife is. She can do. She's a real hag.
I'm not even going to talk about my ex-wife.
She does two things. She can nag and she can gag.
Yeah.
And she's all out of gagging.
Yeah.
So
I mean, to be honest, I love my wife.
Mm-hmm.
But when I married my wife, I didn't think I'd have to marry a whole family of terrible in-laws.
Oh my gosh!
Every time I gotta go to a thing. Let's say it's we have to every other year we have to go there for Thanksgiving. My favorite year was 2020 because we had an excuse not to go. You're like, oh, we don't want a COVID.
No, but yeah, and you get there for Thanksgiving, and you're like, this is how I spend my holiday. Thank you.
Yeah, and they're all yelling at me for no reason, just because I'm saying that Nancy Pelosi is insider trading.
And then they're saying, Dylan, you're drunk.
And they're like, yeah, and they're like, Mac, she's not insider trading.
Why do you always have to make it political?
She's like, Mac, she's not insider trading at all. Her husband is just really smart and knows the exact times to buy and sell right before a political thing happens.
It's called, it's a Rain Man. It's a prophet. It's like this stuff happens. It's psychic.
Her husband sold Visa 2 days before the DOJ sued Visa.
Wow, no, it's just
that's the most obvious
uncanny.
insider trading of all time.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like, sometimes my in-laws they seem more like outlaws to me because they're always just telling Dylan, stop making it we don't have to get political. I have like my ex-wife. You should meet her mom's in-laws.
Gotcha. Hold on, sorry, I wasn't listening much, but I finished my judgment. So, he pled not guilty by reason of insanity, but later withdrew that plea. And he was convicted after 20 minutes of deliberation, and voted 10-2 to receive the death penalty at the beginning. Then they were appealing it because he was. Oh wait, hold on. He did it because.
No man. All I care about is why the other side.
But he was paranoid that his coworkers were gossiping about him. That's why he killed him. But hold on. So in 2022, the state called off previous attempts after being unable to connect an IV line to the 351-pound inmate. He's too fat for the IV.
That's
he had initially
go to the zoo,
challenged the nitrogen gas protocol, but dropped his lawsuit. So it was because it was for not because he was
Mac. I think you're doing.
He was guilty. I mean, he was clearly guilty, 100%, and he said he was guilty.
So thank God Mac is not.
What do you mean?
Supreme Court? Because I just think you're not bringing up the why the prosecutor wanted to stop it.
And then Ham said this.
Why did
the state did not change protocol?
To
Miller, among other things, had requested to be given a sedative. Ham declined.
No, this is irrelevant. It's not even.
No, it's because he was too fat to get the.
You think that the other side was saying, "Don't kill him. He's too fat."
What did he say?
I'm saying, why did they not want him to get executed anymore?
Because the only way to do it is through lethal injection. He's too fat.
No, they wouldn't say, "Yeah, don't kill him." Then I guess he gets to live.
Sorry, keep talking because I'm looking at one that talks about the Supreme Court. My
ex-wife's mom's in-laws were a real piece of work, I guess you could say. I like to think of my old lady. I got my ma. She's my old lady. I got my ex old lady. I got my in-laws. And they were all driving me crazy. I love my wife when she's in another room. I love my wife when she's letting me watch the game. I love my wife when she gives me, instead of a piece of her mind, some peace of mind. And here at Amica Insurance, we're here to build enduring relationships and peace of mind. And I tell these customers, I'm going to give them a piece of my mind. And they say, Are you high? I say, customer's always right. And they call back because they were upset. They didn't want to talk to me. My voice, I guess, sounded different the second time. I pick up the next call, and they say, God, that guy I was just talking to is such an imbecile. I say, okay. No, so now I have to try to disguise my voice the whole time. And then I have to think of different ways to say this stuff is scripted. And just like, I'm trying to be present. I'm trying to be in the moment. I try to be present when I'm trying to ride an escalator. I got to be locked in the moment. These things for the white man, it's a test. Can you be smooth? Are you going to fuck this up? Luckily, you fuck up a handshake with a black guy, he knows.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes,
especially the GD handshake or the BD handshake. They know.
Which is a high stakes.
They both start the same, too. For the two Folk Nation handshakes.
If you fuck up an escalator, you know. But it's like a tree falling in the woods or whatever.
If a tree falls on a pope, who's going to shit in the woods?
My maternal side of my family's trees. I don't know if you know that, but my family tree is actually trees.
Mm-hmm. And your son, or your dad is like one of those, right?
Well, no. They say I'm a son of a gun. My dad is a gun.
Probably an older type of gun, I'd assume. That's a Glock 19 Gen 5.
Mm-hmm. I think he was.
I mean, basically,
level 5.
Yeah. I mean, I'm as the Supreme Court. Basically, he tried to get a lot of media attention behind it to not get executed, and did a bunch of appeals. But in the end, so basically, the prosecutor was like, "All right, whatever, just."
No, you're not. You're just making something up.
I mean, that's what I was reading. It's like the NAACP got into it, and then basically the state was like, we'll basically
stressing me out because this is how a man got murdered. Is just this malpractice, this careless. You know what?
Oh,
it's
okay. I see. I see. Okay, it's intellectually disabled. That's why. Guilty.
You're saying it's because he's retarded?
Yeah. But I don't think...
Not anymore. Not anymore. He's dead as a dog.
Dead as a dog. He died like a dog.
I'm addicted to
and it wasn't because he was black. I mean, the Supreme Court steps in. They vacate like death sentences too. But I don't know. He killed 3 people.
It's like he did write a book. If I did it, if I killed those 3 people, this is how I would have done.
Okay, yeah. Which
smoking gun?
Yeah, I like how he probably thought that if he titled it that he'd be good.
If I had to kill 3 people,
well, that's what happened with the Menendez brothers. Like he's like, we're gonna write a book in the future, and one of the Menendez brothers was talking to a girl that was gonna help him write this book, but she was recording all the calls, and he's like telling her the full real truth. And this is when the court stuff was still going on, and then she released the book with all this shit.
These book deals, and it's just like
it's like just wait until it's done and then write your book and get your money. Like wait,
get the bag.
You got to be out. You got to get out of jail first. Don't spill the beans. North Korea expands list of crimes punishable by death. Interesting.
If I had to fuck, marry, kill 3 people, how about my ex-wife and her in-laws?
Oh yeah. Well, wait. What would you do? Wait, who?
I would probably marry my ex-wife.
Wait, no. Sherry's gonna be mad about that.
I would fuck my mother-in-law like a whore,
and I'd fuck
and I would kill the father.
I'd fuck my chart.
I would fuck her dad.
Guys, the chart saved the president's life.
It's just, I don't know, dodging a bullet. It's like this is the Matrix, as Andrew Tate will say sometimes. He also says the N-word a lot on his ex account.
Mm-hmm. Hey
and
guys,
my ex-wife.
Hey guys, think about how many people have been shot and then like they have PTSD for the rest of their life, and like they're kind of like they just become like I don't know, like a addict or an alcoholic, or it just like kind of like ruins their whole life. He just stood up and said fight, and then the whole media was like, oh, he's saying fight, like do January 6th.
Yeah, it's just, well, you know, if you get shot, you get to talk shit.
He was just saying fight for like democracy, like, or fight just
fight adversity. Is this fight?
I think he was saying fight racism, to be honest.
Fight the issues. Fight.
I mean, the racist ones are the only people bringing up race now is the other side. Mm-hmm. And the other side, I mean, the Democrats. It's rough. You know, some people are, you know, they got dirty minds. They might need a brainwash. I just subscribed to Fox News to get North Korea's new list of death penalties.
I didn't know that I would end up, you know, a lot of people are going to be disappointed in me. Because I just feel like, you know, we got to this point for a reason.
Well, I mean,
where it's like I'm a
real independent. I've been a Democrat. I've been a libertarian. I vote for whatever I think is like right and makes sense.
This is the other problem. I don't even know if I will vote because I don't know. Everyone tries to hurt my belief in myself to change the outcome.
Well, what I want is
people say don't even try, buddy.
No, what I want is,
what if it's one vote?
I know. I just want the in this district just to see that there's a little bit of Trumps, you know.
But it's the hive mind that we have with. If there are enough of us with the same hive mind, if we can reach their hive mind,
I mean, there's gonna be a lot.
We will flip this state.
There's gonna be a lot more black voters in Chicago and in New York.
Trump needs that Venezuelan vote.
Black men. I mean, if they allow these Venezuelans and the what is it? The Haitians to vote, then I mean that's just fraud. They literally bust them in.
Yeah, and it's
then they give them welfare that we can't afford. We're 13% of our GDP we pay is interest.
We've been talking, just
we spend more money on our interest than we pay on our whole military spending.
And see, this is why once again one of the goats, Tim Dillon, he'll emphasize don't worry about all this shit. Just, get a corn dog. Just check out of this stuff because the last 24 hours, all the different issues we've talked about, just off, behind the scenes. This is kind of off camera.
Yeah, we have some off camera. Like we have debates, kind of formal debates. So we'll each stand we get so right now we're in the New York studio. So outside of here, it's kind of a different studio. There's two podiums. It's really a debate stage.
We call them the Twin Towers.
And then we hire two new open micers who are stupid. We don't pay them. We tell them it's an internship. And then they're the moderators of the debate.
And they're usually homeless.
I usually throw them some money on the side to fact check Dylan. I slipped him a couple bucks, and
it's a good investment.
Yeah, so I win a lot of them, but mostly just because I slipped the interns of money.
It's like if I could see a chart, just a list of all that guy getting executed. You say rightfully, but then it's okay,
I mean it's all up to opinion.
15,000 murderers added to our country. We kill one guy who's maybe a triple murderer, which isn't even. If he's innocent, that's not still. It's not good.
Yeah. Well, we
don't know who did it then, and then
they know he did it, but it was I think the
yeah.
No, they know he did it. It was about his mental competence.
Yeah, I mean, our president is,
I mean, if you shot and killed 3 people, then then they would probably say that, and then the
Mhm.
Supreme Court would probably execute you.
Well, I would plead insanity.
And I'd plead for them to kill you.
It's so fun to do this voice. I can't believe I spent years.
Yeah, and you're the best at it too.
Thank you. Besides Trump.
Yeah. So if you had life without parole, or
I was just watching that show or whatever, try to scare kids out of you know what I'm talking about. And he's like, "Have you tried parole? There ain't no parole. Chill out, man.
We're gonna erp you when you get in here.
Yeah.
We're gonna Gilbert grape you.
You won't need glasses. Your eyes will be closed the whole time." It's like, well, you shouldn't tell a kid that.
Yeah, no, you just say you're gonna need them glasses because when I jizz in your face, you don't want to get in your eyes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, it's a good point, honestly.
I don't mean to do it in a certain voice, but that's actually a white guy talking. Like it's a Uyghur.
Well, your culture around you rubs off on you, and that kid would get eaten alive in prison.
Yeah,
so he's lucky he was on TV.
They should throw a couple of those kids in there, into the showers.
I feel like if
when they walk
is
out,
when
they walk out of the showers, we'll be like, they'll interview them and be like, "How was that?" And they'll be like, "I never want to go to jail." That's what you have to do is actually have them experience it.
Oh yeah,
send the 13-year-old
in the showers.
They get Gilbert graped, you know.
And but the problem is that sometimes they end up suppressing that, and then it comes out 20 years later on some ketamine, and he's just. I mean, I was just a kid. I mean, like, what the heck?
Yeah,
that's what I would be saying if that happened. I would be so taken aback.
You know what I'm sad about?
Sad.
Senate and Congress is closed until election because of it. Really? And I love watching. Actually, I'm sure there's a lot of highlights that I haven't watched yet.
I'm worried you might OD on C-SPAN.
Well, no, it's just I just watch clips from the things,
which is a problem with our country.
Some of them, depending on what the issue is, I watched the whole thing, but every single Democrat just references Project 2025 in all of their answers, and I'm like, he doesn't know what that is.
I need to do kind of a mock. You know, Trump does a mock debate, and I think Kamala does too. But I need to do a mock, like the questions I'm going to ask Mr. Katz, who is going to be our guest.
I can ask the first question, but then later on you throw softballs that you kind of agree with them. Be like
underhand. So just nice, easy toss, and then he'll rip it, but then you're going to be that diving catch that says no.
You should be like
no.
Be like, I kind of like how Kamala's moved a little moderate with her economic policy, and then I'll be like,
let's work on our comedy. And let's work is right. Because I grew up working it's what people do.
I wish you were more studied in it so that you could be my part, because then you could do it in the Trump voice. Because yours is way better.
That would be, I don't know.
Everybody,
that's the kind of comedy.
Excited Trump is the funniest person in the whole world, and in history, not just alive. When you watch this guy, just type in Trump talks about chart. He's done it a million times, but at this specific one, I think it was in New York. They packed out in Long Island in New York like 60,000 seats, and there were a lot more people that weren't able to get in. Like, and Kamala has to bus people in.
They're all on the short bus. That's a lot of buses. Okay, you know what? It's like I'm sick of feeling guilty. I feel like I'm coming out right now because it's just you're just shamed and just taught to just be ashamed of yourself. If you even, it's like, why am I taught to like not like one person just so overwhelmingly? And it's like,
well, people see him as a caricature of some evil Hitler, which
they would all the time. Like just
when I talk to my family about him, they get viscerally angry. Like it's like what? Okay, so Hitler killed
at least 6 million, maybe 6 billion.
Yeah, no, I've actually done a dissertation on that, and I think it's probably closer to 6 billion.
And then what about Stalin? Was like
Stalin,
18 billion.
Stalin, I look like the guy.
Yeah, you do. So
yeah, guys, I'll be making. I made this really stunning picture where
that's art.
Where I'm Stalin. I'm gonna make Dylan Hitler. We'll see how good that one is. I think that could be good.
Just as a bit, but
because if I can make it black and white, then I can make it good. It's a lot tougher with the coloring. But the problem is you don't have enough pictures online.
I was like telling the producer of that mic last night. I was telling her about how I was thinking he probably spent like 2 hours on. I want to know what the real time was, because if it's 40 minutes, if it's 20,
probably 30 minutes on Stalin and then 15 on you. I try to make yours good at first.
Then you're like, this shade. It's not.
Yeah, this is too hard. Yeah, with the.
You gotta cut your losses sometimes. I have a fucked up head.
Because normally what I'll do is I'll do a filter on, then I'll save it, then I'll go back into the new photo and then put it on again, and hopefully that'll blend the two skin colors better. But it didn't work.
So I'm the darker tone.
You're like a black man.
I'm late. I'm so late all the time.
You're like Darius the First of Persia.
Darius.
Sorry, it's not the history one.
Darius the First.
Oh wait, hold on. North Korea's new laws about what you put to death for. Okay.
For a second, I was thinking North Korea is that.
I mean, they are
the United States.
They are called the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. So I mean, they got to be Democrat. I mean, he got 100% of the. So these are all
democracy.
These are all facts from North Korea itself. He had a perfect golf game. Okay, he had a hole in one on every hole.
This is the propaganda.
This is from Korea. I mean, it's from fact from Korea. He got 100% of the vote. Fair vote. He's
gaslighting every.
He doesn't poop.
This is not a bit at all. This is real.
I mean,
what the president there says about, or the dictator.
Supreme.
He has them put out. I got a perfect. I don't poop. That's not a flex.
Yeah,
you're supposed to.
I think that's why he got so fat. Is because he doesn't poop.
Yeah, it's like, what do you?
And then Dale.
He's basically saying,
one time Dale told me I don't eat that much, and I said, "You've eaten at least 400 pounds of food in your life."
This is the thing about super obesity, or just any obesity. He did eat that much at one point, but now he just maintains.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, because he's pooped a lot of it out. But I was saying, even if he didn't poop, he's still eating 400 pounds.
Yeah, but it's just like it's like if you get in debt. You borrowed way more than you could make back, so now you're living with that debt. But you're not taking out more debt. You're just maintaining your past mistake.
Are you
gluttonous for a while?
Comparing debt to your food
consumption? Yeah, because it's the calorie deficit. The caloric budget.
Thomas Massey would hate that.
Oh my gosh,
Thomas Massey, because he loves the budget.
He would be like that sales guy who's just like. He has so many videos where he's telling the people he's training on, take your shirt off, take off your shirt. And he's like, if you don't have a six-pack, you're not working for my company. And a lot of people are hating on it, like, this guy's like crazy, blah, blah. And
I have a friend from high school who's like a sales guy like that. He sells sales conferences.
That's the biggest sale. That's so sick.
He lives in Miami. He's the douchiest guy. But he's always been the douchiest guy. So this is like his life. I mean, this is the life he was made for.
That's so funny.
Shout out to Kenny. Kenny got sober too. He used to,
It's about the resale. It's you sell sales.
Yeah, he sells.
I sell sales.
He sells sales. That's. I mean, you gotta be
say that, but we sell like sales for like sailboats.
But dude, you gotta be a pretty good salesman to sell sales. Because if you sound like a bad salesman trying to sell sales to people, they'll be like,
to salesmen. You're selling it to salesmen and saleswomen.
Well, you're selling it to struggling salesmen and saleswomen.
Suckers.
Yeah, so they might not even know if you're a good salesman or not. If they just suck ass at it and you're okay at it, maybe I might work with Kenny, but then I gotta get spray tan and some abs.
But sometimes it can be a win-win if the person buying it is that big of a loser. And it's okay to, sometimes if you're a loser and you realize fix it.
Yes, I mean, some people that are doing well in sales, they're doing pretty well, but they want to do better. They'll go to those types of things.
Yeah, so you're saying like you might have done that, and that doesn't make you a loser.
I wouldn't ever go to a live one of those. If they had a free one through my company, then I would. Or I just watch videos.
No, I mean, just like watching some of these videos, it's just like
sometimes
some of these people are, I don't know, they're doing nuance. You love nuance. One of your favorite words.
Yeah, I don't know what it means, but I like it.
I mean, yeah, so it's maybe ask your new uncle.
Who? Tom?
My ex-wife's, okay. It's this, we tried to kind of force this in here. We were riffing so goddamn good yesterday with off camera. Sorry, folks.
Yeah,
Talk about our in-laws and exes and
yeah. I don't know if you guys know, but we've been married and I mean not together, obviously.
We love our wives.
Gay marriage is wrong.
Love our active marriages.
And no, I'm just kidding. Gay marriage is not wrong. If you want to then you have to get divorced. Yeah, go ahead and get married. Good luck. Have fun in the divorce proceedings. I've dealt with that. If you want to deal with that, by all means, get married.
How about this? Gay marriage should be legal. Gay divorce illegal. Because if
how about this?
You got to be men.
How about this? Normal marriage. Illegal, gay marriage legal, and divorce legal, and then they'll see how it feels.
And you're not allowed to have sex because of the Bible.
Yeah, well, yeah, they can because we're cool with that. I think
it feels better because it's wrong.
Yeah.
In the male G spot.
Yeah, and then sometimes the wrong thing. Sometimes the wrong thing is the right thing. You got to do wrong sometimes to do right. Once you buzz them in, can you come back in? We got like 5 more minutes. Hey guys, we're letting in our guest. It's going to be a fun one. So North Korea has a new list of penalties that will get you put to death, and it's for reactionary and counter-revolutionary associations. So other reactionary behavior that warrants death includes wearing outside fashion, such as white wedding dresses, blue jeans, or sunglasses. Yo, Dylan, you get put to death in North Korea if you wear sunglasses or blue jeans. They would wreck you.
Yeah, my slim straight jeans I'd be going.
And sunglasses too?
Straight to death.
There's no way that they would let us do this podcast there.
We should do a poll how or unlikable we looked just on stage with sunglasses on indoors. What the fuck?
So like keep holding it down kinda until it. You might have to. There we go. Earlier this month, North Korea promised to refine its weapons and development and strengthen its nuclear capabilities. No one cares. North Korea is not on shit. North Korea is like
What could go wrong?
I love my chart. Dylan, we're still live, by the way. We're still live, Dylan.
We're gonna do our thing. Nothing will go wrong.
Hey, we'll be right back, Dan. Can you give us 5 more minutes to finish this episode? Thanks. You can watch whatever you want in there. You can beat off in there. All right. So North Korea.
Big Daddy Dan is a huge penis allegedly.
Huge dick. Loves his cock. So that's a preview of who we got coming up next week, folks. So they actually, the People's Assembly of North Korea, they have amendments in a constitution. I'm sure they really use that. I'm sure it's not a direct dictatorship.
It's just a very thin line. You think my jeans are slim?
I mean, dude, they would, if you wore jeans, you'd be put to death.
Is that real?
Yes, that's what I'm reading right now. They expanded because blue jeans, sunglasses, that type of fashion is like associated with Western culture and South Korea, which has adopted Western culture.
And there's some aspects of that I like, where it's just like
we're
a team.
I like Western culture, cowboy hats. I'm talking about.
You sound like when Tina does her.
I'm talking about these hot girls, their jeans painted on dirt road.
Man,
they should make a song about that, like driving on a dirt road, or hot girls or drinking beer.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like there's a reason that this stuff is. We keep talking about it. North Korea has a reputation.
Yeah, no one gives a shit
Some things
about
this country are great. We're gonna keep talking.
North Korea has like one nuke. Like they're
they have like no nukes.
A guy called him Little Rocket Man.
I like,
and then we became friends.
They almost like we were like I was a little bit scared because of that Seth Rogen movie with making fun of him. I was kind of like, I don't know. Who knows what he's going to do now? He's going to snap. But then isn't Trump friends with him too?
Oh, wait.
Did he go there?
Yeah, he went there and they're cool now, and they became cool.
See, this is insane.
It's diplomacy.
It's just being chill.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Hold on.
There's a very thin line.
Yeah. A thin
between
line,
that and us.
A thin line is not the kind of line that I want when I'm doing my booger sugar.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
And funded by your grandma.
Funded, yeah. Only on New Year's though. Yeah, my grandma. Rest in peace.
Rest in power.
Yeah, rest in power. So my grandma would give me $100 every Christmas, which was so nice of her because I wouldn't have to go to the ATM on New Year's to get a bag of blow. You know.
And so it's like this is grandma's blow, basically.
Yeah. So every time every New Year's, because I still get the $100 from Grandpa, I feel like I'm snorting my grandma. It's kind of like Keith Richards.
I was like,
what about Heath Bar Richards? You know, it'd be something like that. Something like that.
Heath Bar Ledger, obviously.
What about Heath Barn?
Nice. What about Heath Ledger, but it's like a general ledger in accounting?
Oh, I have a real question for you.
All right.
Red Sea, Dead Sea, what's the difference?
Yeah, it's to me they've been dead as a dog.
They're one and the same, or maybe get different names because otherwise, no one. I don't know shit about what shit is and where stuff is in the Middle East or Asia. We didn't learn that. Who cares?
I think of it as one of those paintings where they just throw paint at the wall.
Oh, those make me want to bomb
a country. My fucking
that is the worst thing about like modern culture is or postmodern culture is abstract, like really abstract art.
Yeah, well, a lot of it is just money laundering.
Yeah,
they just say this is worth like $5 million.
Yeah, I for a while I never thought about that.
It's
actually,
amazing.
I think you might just be telling me about this now. I might just be learning this, but
be a new thing.
But it's basically just an investment where you can just hold it there
and just say, "Yep, this is worth this."
Also, casinos you can money launder, but only to a certain amount. I think it's more regulated now.
And get rid of your dirty money.
Dirty money, go to the casino and put it all on red.
But to answer your question, the Red Sea and the Dead Sea, did Brian Rowe walk the Dead Sea?
I think
he walked the Red Sea. He parted the Red Sea.
Was it the Red Sea? Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't
he walked the Red Sea?
Did God turn the Red Sea into blood?
I think it was.
Or was that?
Pretty sure it was blood, and it was like, okay, this is kind of weird.
Well, I know
need to be. Some people are
the Dead Sea. I don't know if you knew this, but it has such a high concentration of salt that, like, do you know about this? You can basically you automatically float in the water. Like it's super salty water.
Oh man!
Because I think around it is mountains with sodium that come to sound. But
it's crazy.
You know how it's kind of hard. You go on the lake and you can't you don't just automatically float. You got to have a perfect kind of position unless you're Dale. But in the Dead Sea, there's so much sodium that you just float.
My dad was so jacked and dense that he would just sink to the bottom.
Is he dead?
No.
Oh, you said it was.
Jacked. He just swam back to the top.
Does he look kind of like RFK?
He looked like it's like a jacked Bruce Willis without the whatever disease he has now.
Bruce Willis, I was always a big fan of. I also like Sean William Scott.
A lot of girls I went to high school with fancied my father and all his tattoos and tan and bald head and.
Oh, I just thought about something. So that it's a Louis Vuitton hat. However, could also be Vice Lords.
Vice Lords. I was just thinking about Lord Voldemort. So it's Lord the singer combined with Voldemort. And someone beat me to it.
But just don't run into any BDs or GDs.
There was a guy outside the casino that he might have said something about Vice. He pulled up his shirt and he showed me tattoos.
That was why he thought your hat was Vice Lord.
Oh, maybe. He asked me if I was Puerto Rican.
Okay.
At least he asked me instead of Sam Talent misracing me.
It is that's funny that actually in public. I mean, I understand it because of the jewelry and stuff you wear.
Yeah.
You present as Puerto Rican.
But I think it was just, he said, good luck, bro, because it was just hanging out. Of course, to hang out right outside the casino. And I've been giving too many random people money and.
Yeah, I mean, but you're Puerto Rican passing, you know. It's it's kind of like how trans people sometimes some of them aren't passing, some of them just have long hair and a dress, and they're like, "Hey, what's up? I'm trans."
Do you get mad when people misrace you? They'll be like,
"Well, a lot of people think I'm black."
And does that? It shouldn't anger you.
No, it makes me happy. I like that more than when they call me the color of my skin. Because I'm on the inside, I'm black. I have black soul.
I feel like I'm black, but the problem is when people call me the N-word, I love it. So I feel like, okay, well that means I'm not black.
Yeah. Well, I collected a lot of N-word cards over my tenure with Mike, and I mean I still have them. So I was gonna save them for doing a set. Probably at bartenders.
Yeah.
And then just do a Kramer set. And bartenders, folks, is mostly all black people, and I would do a Kramer set there. But then I would present all my passes, and I'd be good.
And then I could be like, what's the deal with that? After it'd be just like a 1-2 punch.
It would be like in Scary Movie 3 where they all have guns. They just all shoot me.
That was the worst bombing I've ever had. Was there?
Scary Movie 3 is good. I do good with black mics.
Well, a lady tried to take the mic from me, so that wasn't.
Yeah, that's not cool. Well, folks, there's a hurricane supposedly coming in here from Florida. Right now it's crossing Chicago, so we have to go. We'll catch you in. We got a very folks. Patreon.com/badcomedy. You're not going to want to miss the next one. It's going to be talk about the next episode. Like it's your chart. Talk about it next episode like it's your chart. And how can they get guest episodes too?
You go to the Patreon and you're going to want to buy it, folks.
Yep, patreon.com/badcomedy.
You buy it. It's pretty easy.
It's my favorite website, patreon.com.
There's so many episodes. As I was looking at it.
There's 350 episodes.
I can't even listen to that many.
Yeah, you got to listen to. So just listen back to all of them. Mm-hmm. And folks, we love you. We'll see you. Where do you think we'll see them?
Hopefully at the voting booth.
Yeah, we'll see you at the voting booth.
And I'm going to be peeking over as if it's a urinal or a stall.
Yeah, me and Dylan.
We're watching.
Yeah, no, we're going to be poll watchers, and we're going to make sure that all the black guys are able to vote for Donald Trump.
I want a woman to look at me the way I look at her.
Mm-hmm.
Through binoculars.
Through binoculars. What if you were stalking a girl with binoculars and she was doing the same thing?
Oh my gosh!
And then you guys locked binoculars.
It'd be like that sniper saw another sniper,
and then it'd be like kiss me.
That would
kiss
be
me,
yeah. It's
darling.
like I wonder if she's staring at the same binoculars as me.
Folks, we have a guest waiting in the waiting room near the debate stage. So we'll see you on if you're a patron
on the right side of history.
We'll only see you if you're a patron for the next episode. Patreon.com/badcomedy. It's $4 a month. It's going to be $5 a month. We'll re-announce that in October, but
you can afford it.
It's only for new patrons. Everyone else is grandfathered in, like Michael Myers. But folks, we'll see you when the Venezuelans take over the world.